A USB destroyed my life. I'm Ethan Carter, and I thought I had it all. A perfect love, a dream wedding in Miami, and Sophia, the girl I loved for 6 years, until a gift box from her best friend Lindsay showed up with a note. Sophia, you were epic that night. I plugged in the USB, and my heart shattered. Sophia didn't just party, she brought 3 strangers into a VIP room, kissed them, laughed, while Lindsay filmed and cheered. Best bride ever. The woman I was set to marry turned my love into a joke. I didn't confront her. I vanished, leaving Sophia to face the storm she created. From her influencer glow to South Beach parties, she lost everything. Want to know how one wild night can ruin it all? Stick around, because this story will leave you speechless. It's a wake-up call for anyone who believes in forever. I'm Ethan Carter, and if you'd asked me a year ago, I'd have said I was the luckiest guy in Miami. I had a solid job at a tech company, a beachfront condo in South Beach, and most importantly, Sophia Bennett, the girl who made my heart skip a beat from the moment we met. It was a summer night 6 years ago at a beach party. Neon lights flickered, waves crashed, and there was Sophia dancing like she owned the world. She wore a flowing white dress, hair loose over her shoulders, and her smile. God, it was like sunshine in the dark. I'm not the type to fall hard, but that night, I was done for. I walked over, struck up a conversation, and before I knew it, we were sitting on the sand, talking about everything, from favorite bands to dreams of traveling the world. As the sun rose, we swapped numbers, and I knew it was the start of something special. Sophia was a whirlwind, an influencer, always basking in Instagram's glow, with thousands of followers worshiping her every post. I was the opposite, a software engineer who liked quiet nights with coffee and a book, but that difference made us click. She brought color, vibrancy. I kept her grounded, or so I thought. We fell in love, fought, made up, and after a year, I asked her to move into my condo. Those days were magic. Lazy weekend mornings with pancakes, late-night drives down Ocean Drive, Miami's lights blazing. I thought, this is forever. When I proposed to Sophia last fall on a yacht off Miami's coast, she cried. She hugged me tight, saying yes before I could finish. We started planning the wedding, a lavish affair at the Fontainebleau, where everything had to be perfect. We picked flowers, tasted cakes, debated live bands versus DJs. Sophia wanted a huge bash, inviting social media stars, while I just wanted her happy. Everything seemed on track, but looking back, I see the signs I missed. Sophia's best friend, Lindsay Harper, was always part of our lives. Lindsay was the type who demanded every eye in the room. Sparkly dresses, loud laughs, explosive energy. She and Sophia were like sisters, always hitting up parties together. I didn't mind, but Lindsay made me uneasy. Once she called Sophia at midnight, dragging her to a bar, even though we'd planned a movie night at home. Sophia laughed, saying Lindsay was just fun, but I wondered if she was getting swept away too often. I pushed those thoughts aside. Because I trusted Sophia, I trusted our love, but I was wrong. Everything I thought I knew about her was about to be shattered by a tiny USB. And my story, a tale of love, betrayal, and truth, is only just beginning. After Sophia said yes on that yacht off Miami's coast, I felt like I was floating. Ethan Carter, just an ordinary software engineer, was about to marry the most vibrant woman I'd ever known. We dove into wedding planning, not some simple ceremony, but a grand event at the Fontainebleau, where Miami's rich and famous throw their parties. Sophia wanted everything perfect, and I just wanted to see her smile. But looking back, those months buried in wedding flowers and seating charts blinded me to the signs I should have seen. We started with the venue. The Fontainebleau was Sophia's idea. She led me through its glitzy lobby, pointing at shimmering columns and ocean view ballrooms. "Ethan, picture it," she said, eyes sparkling. "Our friends, the lights, the world knowing we're in love." I nodded, though I wondered if we needed 100 guests to prove it. But I loved her, so I agreed. We put down a deposit, signed contracts, and launched into hectic months. Some days we spent hours picking flowers, white roses or orchids. Others we tasted wedding cakes until I was sick of buttercream. Sophia wanted every detail Instagram-worthy, from tablecloths to wine glasses. I teased her as the social media queen, but honestly, I admired her passion. Evenings we'd drive along Ocean Drive, hashing out the guest list. Sophia wanted to invite influencers she knew online, people I'd never met. "They'll make our wedding legendary," she said. I shrugged, thinking as long as she was happy, I'd go along. But then Lindsay Harper started showing up more. Lindsay, Sophia's best friend, was the type to turn everything into a party. She'd text at midnight, dragging Sophia to South Beach bars or spontaneous photo shoots that lasted till dawn. I'm not controlling, but it grated on me. Once, I planned a romantic dinner at home, but Lindsay called and Sophia bolted, leaving me with a cold table. "Lindsay just wants me to live it up before the wedding." Sophia laughed, kissing me sorry. I nodded, but inside, I wondered what living it up meant. Lindsay was also planning Sophia's bachelorette party. "Ethan, don't worry," she winked at a dinner. "I'll give Sophia a night she'll never forget." I forced a smile, uneasy at how she stressed, "never forget." Lindsay always made me feel like she was pushing Sophia into things I couldn't control. Sophia was different. She called Lindsay inspiring, always making things exciting. I tried to brush it off, telling myself it was just her best friend being extra. But deep down, I felt a gnawing unease. I believed our love was strong enough to weather anything. I was wrong. The Fontainebleau's glittering lights, the perfect plans, were just a veneer hiding a truth I was about to face, a truth that would collapse everything I'd built. Everything changed one Friday afternoon when I, Ethan Carter, walked into our South Beach condo planning a romantic dinner for Sophia. Work let out early, and I thought I'd surprise her. But at the door, a small gift box glittering with sequins stopped me cold. No sender's name, just a handwritten note taped to the lid. "To the hottest bride-to-be, Sophia, you earned that night. Lindsay." My heart beat a little faster. Lindsay, Sophia's best friend, always went overboard. I shrugged, figuring it was some silly bachelorette gift. But something about that word "earned" sent a chill down my spine. I carried the box to the kitchen, set it on the counter, and stood there, staring like it might explode. I told myself not to be nosy. It was just a gift, right? But my hand reached out, lifting the lid. Inside were typical bachelorette trinkets, a cheap plastic tiara, a sash reading "Future Bride," and glitter spilling everywhere. I smirked, thinking Lindsay sure knew how to go over the top. Then at the bottom, I saw a sleek black USB drive. No label, no note, just sitting there like a secret waiting to be cracked. I picked it up, turning it over in my hand. Something felt off. Why a USB in a party gift? I walked to my laptop, plugged it in, and clicked the single file inside. That's when my world fell apart. The video opened with thumping music, neon lights flashing in a Miami nightclub. Sophia appeared, wearing the tiara, draped in the sash, smiling like a queen. She danced, waving a drink, her friends, led by Lindsay, cheering her on. I gave a weak smile, thinking, Yeah, that's Sophia, always the center of attention. But then the footage shifted. She wasn't just dancing. She pulled a random guy onto the dance floor, draping herself over him, giggling. Lindsay, holding the camera, shouted, "Sophia, go for it!" My heart started pounding. I wanted to stop the video, but my hand wouldn't move. The next scene was worse. Sophia, now in a VIP corner, sat between three men. She kissed one, then another, laughing as the third pulled her close. Lindsay kept filming, her voice booming. "Best bride ever, Sophia!" Then she led all three guys into a room, the door slamming shut. I sat there staring at the laptop screen, feeling like my chest was being ripped open. This wasn't my Sophia, the girl who curled up beside me, dreaming of a family. This was a stranger, lost in lights and temptation. Every smile, every touch in that video cut into my heart like a knife. Lindsay knew. She recorded it all, like a trophy to flaunt. And me? I was the fool who believed our love was enough to keep her. The worst part, Sophia came home that night, kissed me like nothing happened, and I still didn't know what I'd do with this devastating secret. I sat in our darkened South Beach condo, the laptop screen's glow casting an accusing light on my face. The video had ended, but those images, Sophia giggling, kissing three strangers disappearing behind a VIP room door, played on a loop in my mind. I, Ethan Carter, felt like someone had stabbed me in the heart, twisting deeper with every passing second. 6 years of love, 6 years building a shared dream, now reduced to ashes because of one bachelorette night. I wanted to scream, to smash something, but I just sat there, hands trembling, trying to make sense of what had happened. Sophia came home hours later, radiant as ever. She breezed in, kissed my cheek, and started chatting about her day. Some photo shoot with Lindsay, new ideas for our Fontainebleau wedding. Each word she spoke was salt in my wound. I stared at her, searching for a hint of deceit, but she was too good. "You okay, Ethan?" she asked, tilting her head with that smile I once thought was my whole world. I nodded, mumbling about being tired, and let her head to the shower. But inside, I was screaming. Was this the woman I was going to marry? The one who lay beside me, talking about the kids we'd have? Or was it all a performance, and I was the only fool who didn't know the script? I didn't sleep that night. I lay on the couch, staring at the ceiling, replaying the video in my head. Every smile from Sophia, every touch with those guys, every laugh from Lindsay cut into me like a knife. I wondered what I'd missed. Were there signs I ignored? Those late nights Sophia came home drunk, with Lindsay dragging her to bars. Were those clues? Or was this a one-time thing, just a night out of control? I opened the laptop, watched the video again, hoping for answers. But the more I saw, the more it hurt. Lindsay didn't just film, she encouraged it, like it was her plan. "Best bride ever," she shouted, and I wondered if she ever saw me as Sophia's partner or just a guy for them to toy with. I thought about confronting her. I pictured myself yelling at Sophia, demanding answers. But then I realized, whatever she said, an apology blaming the alcohol or Lindsay wouldn't change the truth. She chose to do it. She chose to walk into that room with three men, letting Lindsay record it. Our love, our wedding plans, all a joke now. I felt like a loser, but deep down, a spark ignited. I didn't want to cry anymore. I wanted to act. I didn't know what I'd do yet, but one thing was certain. I couldn't pretend nothing happened. This secret wouldn't bury me. It would change everything. After a sleepless night, I, Ethan Carter, knew I couldn't keep living in this charade. Sophia's betrayal on that video, Lindsay's laughter, and her fake kiss this morning, it all burned like fire inside me. I didn't want a confrontation, didn't want apologies or excuses. I wanted out, as Sophia kissed my forehead, saying, "See you tonight, love you," and left our South Beach condo for work. I looked at her one last time. That smile used to be my world. Now it just made me sick. The door closed and I stood up, heart pounding, ready to act. I didn't think too hard. I yanked a suitcase from the closet, throwing in clothes, my laptop, phone charger, and passport. I didn't need this condo anymore. Not the couch we watched movies on, not the dining table where we laughed. Sophia could have it all. I just wanted to leave. I'm the guy who plans everything, vacations, weekend menus, but now I moved like someone else was pulling the strings. I opened my laptop searching for a place to escape Miami. An Airbnb in Key West popped up, small, beachside, secluded, perfect. I booked a week, paid up front, not caring about the cost. I needed space to breathe, to think, to find myself again. Before leaving, I had to sever the final tie, the wedding. I grabbed the folder with our wedding contracts from the desk. The Fontainebleau, flowers, band. All Sophia's dream, now my nightmare. I called the venue manager, my voice eerily calm. "Hi, I'm Ethan Carter. I need to cancel a wedding." The woman on the line hesitated. "Oh, I'm so sorry. Any reason?" I gave a dry laugh. "Just life changed." She mentioned cancellation fees, keeping 30% of the deposit, but I cut her off. "Fine, cancel it." I didn't care about the money. I just wanted every trace of that wedding erased. I shoved the suitcase in my car, locked the condo door, and drove off. Miami faded in the rearview mirror. Ocean Drive's lights, neon signs, all like someone else's memory. Heading to Key West, I didn't play music. Just the sound of waves in my head, mixed with Sophia's video images. She chose that, not me. At a gas station stop, my phone buzzed. A text from Sophia. "Where are you? Call me." I stared at the screen, hand tightening. She didn't know yet. I silenced it, tossed it onto the passenger seat, and kept driving. The Key West house was small but peaceful, with a wooden porch facing the ocean. I dropped my suitcase, sank into an armchair, and, for the first time in 24 hours, I exhaled. But the truth still weighed on me. I'd left Sophia, the condo, and the life I thought was forever. I didn't know what I'd do next, but I knew one thing. I wasn't going back. Ever. I, Ethan Carter, sat in the small wooden house in Key West, listening to waves crash on the porch, searching for peace after leaving Miami and Sophia behind. But the truth of that bachelorette video, Sophia kissing 3 strangers, Lindsay filming and cheering, kept twisting in my mind like a knife. I thought I could cut ties cleanly, but Sophia wouldn't let me go without a fight. Hours after I arrived in Key West, my phone started buzzing non-stop. I glanced at the screen. 5 missed calls from Sophia, then 10, then 20. Texts piled up. "Ethan, where are you? Call me now." I silenced the ringer, but she didn't stop. She'd been back to the condo, seen my suitcase gone, and realized I hadn't just stepped out. I'd left her. Sophia's messages quickly shifted tone. From worry, they turned desperate. "Ethan, please, what's going on? Are you okay?" "I'm freaking out." I gave a bitter laugh, slouched in the armchair, staring at the sea. Freaking out? Was she worried about me or herself? I didn't respond, but she kept going. "I know you're mad, but let's talk. I love you. Don't ruin what we have." Each word hit like a hammer, not because I still loved her, but because I saw the manipulation. This wasn't an apology from someone remorseful. This was Sophia Bennett, the perfect influencer, trying to control me to save her image. She didn't know I'd seen the video, didn't know I knew the truth about that night. Then she took it to social media. I wasn't going to check. but a friend sent me a screenshot. Sophia posted an Instagram story, a photo of her in our condo, eyes mournful, captioned, "When the person you love just disappears. Anyone ever feel this lost?" I gripped my phone, blood rushing to my head. She dared play the victim, dared let thousands of followers pity her, like I was the jerk who ditched his fiancée. I wanted to text her, scream that she'd slept with 3 guys, destroyed our love. But I held back. I wouldn't play her game. Her texts kept coming, now pleading, "Ethan, I can't live without you. Please tell me what to do to fix this." Fix this? I stared at the ocean, picturing her smile in the video, how she led those 3 guys into the VIP room. Nothing could fix that. My phone buzzed again. A voicemail. Sophia's voice trembled. "Ethan, I love you. Don't do this. We're forever, remember?" I deleted it instantly. She had no right to say forever anymore. Sophia was panicking, but I saw it clearly. She wasn't sorry for betraying me. She was scared of losing her perfect life. I turned off my phone, letting Key West's waves drown it all out. I'd chosen to leave, and I wouldn't let her drag me back. I'd been in Key West for 2 days, but the ocean's calm couldn't erase the image of Sophia in that Bachelorette video, or Lindsay Harper, her best friend, shouting, "Best bride ever," like it was a trophy. Lindsay wasn't just the one filming. She was the instigator, turning my love into a mockery. I couldn't let her off easy. Sitting in the small wooden house, I downloaded a burner phone app and texted Lindsay. "Lindsay, it's Ethan. We need to talk about Sophia. Meet me at Rusty Anchor on Lincoln Road, Miami, noon tomorrow." She replied instantly, panicked. "Ethan, what's wrong? Is Sophia okay?" I didn't respond. I wanted to look her in the eyes when I exposed the truth. I drove back to Miami from Key West, parking a few blocks from the bar, and walked in right on time. Rusty Anchor was packed, reeking of beer, reggaeton blaring. Lindsay was already there, standing out as always in a sparkly sequin dress, hair in a high bun, wearing sunglasses indoors. She waved, flashing a nervous smile. "Ethan, God, you scared me. What's going on?" I sat across from her, stone-faced. "Cut the act, Lindsay. I know about the bachelorette party. I saw the video." Her face froze, but she tried to play it cool. "Video? What are you talking about? It was just a fun night." I leaned in, voice low but sharp. "Fun? Sophia kissed 3 strangers, led them into a VIP room, and you stood there filming, cheering her on. You call that fun?" Lindsay blinked, pushing her sunglasses onto her head, forcing a laugh. "Ethan, you're overreacting. It was a bachelorette party. Every bride goes wild one last time. No big deal." I pulled out my phone, showing a screenshot of her text to Sophia that night. "Epic bride. You owned Miami." I slid the phone across the table. "No big deal? You said she owned it while she betrayed me. What kind of friend are you?" Lindsay paled but kept deflecting. "I didn't make her do anything, okay? Sophia chose it. She said she wanted one free night before the wedding. I just helped her have fun." I slammed my hand on the table, making her beer glass wobble. "Helped? You filmed it, Lindsay. You turned my life into a joke and stuffed it on a USB like a prize." The bar hushed for a second, heads turning. Lindsay glanced around, lowering her voice. "Ethan, calm down. I'm sorry if it went too far, but this is between you and Sophia. Don't drag me into it." I stood staring her down. "You dragged yourself into it, Lindsay, and I'll make sure everyone knows who you really are. An enabler, not a friend." She opened her mouth, but I was already walking out. Driving back to Key West, I felt lighter, but the anger still burned. Lindsay could play innocent, but I wouldn't let her and Sophia bury the truth. This was just the first step. After confronting Lindsay, Ethan Carter, drove from Key West to Miami again. My heart heavy but resolute. The Bachelorette video, Sophia leading 3 strangers into a VIP room, Lindsay cheering, didn't just destroy my love. It showed me she wasn't who I thought. But I couldn't stop with Lindsay. Sophia had built a perfect image, ideal bride, beloved influencer, and I couldn't let her keep deceiving everyone, especially her parents, James and Margaret Bennett. They always saw Sophia as their gem, and I knew the truth would crush them. But they deserved to know. I arrived at the Bennett's Coral Gables mansion early in the morning. The sprawling house, with its iron gates and manicured gardens, looked like it belonged in a magazine. Margaret opened the door, her face bright but anxious. "Ethan, thank God you're here. Sophia said you vanished. What's going on?" I stepped inside, heart pounding. James sat in the living room, reading a newspaper, looking up when he saw me. "Ethan," he said, voice deep, "you owe us an explanation." I sat on the leather sofa, taking a deep breath. "I'm here to tell the truth, but you should brace yourselves." I pulled out my phone, opening the video. "Sophia isn't who you think. This is what she did at her bachelorette party." Margaret frowned but took the phone. As the video played, Sophia dancing, kissing 3 men, disappearing into a room. She covered her mouth, eyes welling. "No, it can't be. This isn't our Sophia." James snatched the phone, his face reddening. He watched, fists clenched, then slammed it on the table. "What the hell is this? We raised her better than that." I kept my voice steady. "She wasn't drunk, wasn't forced. She chose it, and Lindsay filmed it to gloat." Margaret sobbed, burying her face in her hands. "How could she do this to you, to us?" James paced, voice shaking with rage. "I warned her about Lindsay. That girl's been trouble from the start." I nodded. Lindsay egged her on, but Sophia made the call. She told Lindsay she wanted 1 free night before the wedding. Margaret looked up, shocked. "Free? She said that?" I nodded, showing a screenshot of Lindsay's text. "Epic bride, you owned Miami." James roared. "Enough! She's a disgrace." Margaret grabbed my hand, pleading. "Ethan, don't tell anyone, please. Our family. We won't survive it." I pulled back, gently but firmly. "I'm sorry, but this isn't my problem anymore. Sophia has to face the consequences." I stood heading for the door. James called after me. "You're right, Ethan. You deserve better." Driving back to Key West, I felt lighter, but hollow. I'd shattered Sophia's perfect image, but the wound in me lingered. Now it was her parents' turn to deal with the wreckage. Ethan Carter, returned to Key West after dropping a truth bomb at the Bennett's Coral Gables mansion. The Bachelorette video, Sophia leading 3 strangers into a VIP room, Lindsay cheering, didn't just destroy my love. It obliterated Sophia's perfect life. I expected consequences, but not this fast or this brutal. Sitting on the wooden porch overlooking the sea, I got a text from Ava, a mutual friend. "Ethan, what's happening? Sophia's completely falling apart." I didn't reply right away, but what Ava shared next made me realize Sophia was paying for that night, and no one was saving her. After I showed James and Margaret the video, they didn't hold back. Ava said Margaret, usually gentle, screamed at Sophia, "You're a disgrace to this family." James, who always doted on his daughter, coldly ordered her out of the house. They piled Sophia's belongings, suitcases, designer bags, at the mansion's gate, locked the door, and told her to return only when she learned to take responsibility. Sophia, once Coral Gables' princess, stood outside, sobbing, begging, but no one opened the gate. She called Lindsay, hoping to crash with her, but Lindsay shut her down cold. "I don't want your drama," Lindsay texted, as if she had no part in it. Sophia reached out to other friends, but most turned their backs. Ava said she called a few in their influencer circle, but no one picked up. Rumors about the bachelorette party spread like wildfire, and nobody wanted the fallout. Sophia's finances collapsed even faster. She made money from Instagram sponsorships, but after the scandal, big brands, from cosmetics to fashion, dropped her contracts. A friend said Sophia sold her favorite Chanel bag to cover rent for a tiny apartment on Miami's outskirts. From South Beach parties, she now worked part-time as a barista, her paycheck barely covering bills. My phone kept buzzing with Sophia's texts, now desperate pleas. "Ethan, I've lost everything. My family, friends, job. I'm sorry. Please talk to me." Another voicemail, her voice breaking. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I messed up. Give me a chance." I deleted each one. She wasn't sorry for betraying me. She was sorry she got caught. Ava said Sophia even went back to her parents' house, kneeling, begging forgiveness. But James slammed the door. "We don't have a daughter like you," he said. Looking out at the Key West Sea, I felt a flicker of satisfaction, but also emptiness. Sophia, once the center of every gaze, was now a shadow of herself. She'd demolished her own life, and I wasn't the one picking up the pieces. But I knew this story wasn't over. Sophia wouldn't let it end this easily. I, Ethan Carter, thought I'd found some peace in the seaside wooden house in Key West, where the waves drowned out the pain of Sophia's bachelorette video. But Sophia Bennett wasn't one to let go easily. After losing her family, friends, and influencer career, she still wouldn't let me walk away without an explanation. One evening, as I sat on the porch listening to the surf, urgent knocks shattered the quiet. I opened the door, and there stood Sophia, hair disheveled, eyes red, clothes rumpled, no trace of the glamorous Instagram star. "Ethan," she said, voice trembling, "we need to talk." I stood still, gripping the doorknob. "You're not welcome here, Sophia." But she pushed past me, stepping inside, her voice rising. "You can't do this to me. You vanished, ruined my life, all over one drunken night." I shut the door, turning to face her, blood boiling. "Drunk? You call kissing 3 strangers leading them into a VIP room drunk? You think I didn't see the video?" Sophia's face went pale, but she quickly regained composure, eyes flashing with anger. "That wasn't me, Ethan. Lindsay pushed me into it. I didn't know she was filming. Why won't you trust me?" I gave a bitter laugh, stepping closer. "Trust you? You were laughing, Sophia. You led 3 guys into that room, and Lindsay called you the best bride ever. Don't blame her. You chose it." Sophia burst into tears, but I saw through them. No remorse. She dropped to her knees, grabbing my hand. "Ethan, I messed up. I panicked before the wedding, scared of losing my freedom. But I love you. Don't let one night destroy us." I yanked my hand free, voice icy. "One night? You destroyed 6 years, Sophia. You turned my love into a joke." She sprang up, her tone turning sharp. "And what about you? You told my parents, got me kicked out. You left me homeless, Ethan. Don't you have a heart?" I stepped forward, locking eyes with her. "No heart? You stabbed mine, Sophia, and you dared play the victim on Instagram. You wrecked your own life, not me." Sophia screamed, slamming her hand on the table. "You'll regret this. You think you've won, but you'll be alone forever." I opened the door, pointing outside. "Get out. We're done." Sophia hesitated, eyes glistening, then stormed out, leaving a heavy silence. I sank into a chair, hands shaking, heart racing. Confronting her didn't make me feel better. It only showed me Sophia never loved me the way I loved her. But I knew after tonight I was truly free. This story is far from over, but this time I won't look back. I, Ethan Carter, sat in the wooden Key West house trying to steady myself after the fiery confrontation with Sophia. She'd stormed out, leaving me with the sound of waves and a mixed feeling: freedom, but also emptiness. I thought the story had reached its end, that Sophia would vanish from my life. I was wrong. The truth about her bachelorette night, Sophia leading 3 strangers into a VIP room, Lindsay filming and cheering, didn't stay confined to family and friends. It exploded online, turning Sophia from a beloved influencer into Miami's punching bag. It started with Ava, a mutual friend. She wasn't at the bachelorette party, but heard whispers from their circle. One night, Ava posted vaguely on a Miami forum, "Anyone hear about a big South Beach influencer pulling some wild stuff before her wedding?" The post drew hundreds of comments, and someone anonymously leaked a blurry clip, just clear enough to show Sophia dancing with random guys. It wasn't the full video I had, but it was enough to set Twitter ablaze. The hashtag Sophia Scandal trended, with thousands digging through her Instagram, dragging up old posts from yacht trips to makeup ads. "Worst bride of the year," one user wrote. "How dare she play victim," another commented, referencing Sophia's Instagram story whining about me abandoning her. I didn't spread the video, but I wasn't shocked. Miami's a small town for gossip, and Sophia put herself in the spotlight. Brands that paid her for posts publicly cut ties. A fashion label even tweeted, "We don't work with individuals lacking integrity." Sophia's fans split. Some defended her, saying she just partied too hard, but most turned, calling her a fraud. Ava texted me, "Ethan, she's getting destroyed online." She deleted her Instagram, but screenshots are everywhere. I stared at the message, feeling strange. Part of me felt justice was served, but another wondered, had this gone too far? Sophia sent me one last text, her tone desperate. "Ethan, are you happy now? The world hates me. I have nothing left." I didn't reply. She wanted me to feel guilty, but I wouldn't fall for it. She chose this path, from that bachelorette night to the lies that followed. Ava said Sophia was now living in a run-down apartment, picking up shifts at a coffee shop, avoiding everyone. She'd been South Beach's queen. Now she was a mocked name. Looking out at the Key West Sea, I realized social media wasn't Sophia's enemy. Her own actions had undone her. But I knew this story wasn't truly over. Sophia, or the court of public opinion, would find a way to pull me back. I, Ethan Carter, stood on the wooden porch of the small Key West house, watching the sun sink into the sea, its fiery orange glow like a promise of a fresh start. The bachelorette video, Sophia leading 3 strangers into a VIP room, Lindsay cheering, shattered my love, but it also paved the way for me to rediscover myself. After the fiery confrontation with Sophia, after the truth went viral online and she lost everything, I realized one thing: I didn't need her to feel whole. I chose to walk away, not out of cowardice, but because I deserved to live true to my values. Those days in Key West weren't easy. Some nights I lay awake, wondering if I'd been too harsh by exposing the truth, letting Sophia face the storm of public backlash. But then I'd recall her fake smile, how she turned my love into a joke, and I knew I'd done the right thing. I started over, working remotely for my tech company, jogging along the beach each morning, and learning to savor the quiet moments Miami never gave me. This wooden house, with its waves and salty air, became my place of healing. I was no longer the Ethan who lived for Sophia's smile. I was Ethan Carter, strong enough to rise from pain. Sophia stopped reaching out. Ava said she'd moved to a small town, picking up odd jobs, trying to rebuild. Part of me hoped she'd learn from the wreckage, but that wasn't my concern anymore. I'd lost her, lost the dream of a family, but I found my self-respect. And that's the biggest lesson I want to share with you. Never sacrifice your values for love. If someone doesn't respect you, isn't honest with you, walk away with strength. Real love isn't built on lies or betrayal. It's built on sincerity, and you deserve that. Looking back, I don't regret leaving Miami, confronting Lindsay, or showing Sophia's parents the truth. Each step was me choosing myself. This story isn't just about Sophia's betrayal or the social media storm. It's about finding strength in pain, about learning to stand tall when your world collapses. I don't know what the future holds, but I know I won't let anyone hurt me like that again. If you've been betrayed, thought you couldn't go on, hear me. You're stronger than you know. Walk away, hold your head high, and build a life worthy of you. This is my story, and I chose freedom.